What up, and welcome back to Pnoid News, man. Listen, it is Thursday. I think it's Thursday, something like that, man. I don't know, man. I know it's like 5:30 in the morning, and I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? I came back to the hotel about 4:45. Because I'm out here at an orientation for another gig. Because look, let me explain something to you about becoming a grown individual and learning that life is all about the money. All right. When you demand that somebody pays you for your motherfucking labor, it's because you know you're worth it. All right. People don't do shit for free. And there's no reason to expect somebody to do things for free. See, and it's not even so much socialist or communistic. It's a childish mentality that individuals have. Like, people really think that people should just do shit for them because, their parents have done things for them their whole fucking lives. And the reality is that, look, you're not living in a home anymore and you're not a fucking child. That's the reality of things. And not only that, to stand here and expect somebody to do something for you for free means that you have that much leverage over an individual. And so when I read these articles to you today, I want you to think about and put yourself in these shoes. And I want you to think about it from a profit basis, rather than thinking about it from a nationwide, I'm hungry basis. Okay? I want you to get into a ruling class mentality when you start looking at the news. And I want you to start looking at things a little bit different. And that's part of what we do here on my channels. We have a different perspective. And I want you to understand things from a broader perspective. So, here we go. Let's talk about this. Washington. President Trump signed an executive order on Tuesday invoking the Defense Production Act to keep meat processing plants open. A senior White House official told CBS News plants owned by some of the country's largest food companies have struggled with outbreaks of the coronavirus among workers and a growing death toll. Yeah, I legitimately don't understand why it is that, and see, this dumb shit needs to go the fuck away. Like, real shit. I don't know. I think X. I'm pretty sure. Yep. All right. The executive order also applies to plants that have already closed, which will have to reopen with healthy workers. The executive order declares meat processing plants critical infrastructure.
The CDC is urging meat processing plants to change the way they do business in an effort to both protect the workers and the consumers.
I don't even and also legitimately know where this came from. Right. All right. Anyway, I don't know. All right. So the federal government will also provide workers with additional protective gear and the guidance, a person said. A senior White House official said the Trump administration would also issue guidance from the Labor Department providing additional liability protections. The White House and Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia are also working to provide safety standards and guidance for employees. On Sundays, the Center for Disease Control and Occupational Safety and Health Administration issues interim guidance for meat and poultry processing workplaces, noting that the meat and poultry processing workers must often work close to each other over 10 to 12-hour periods. The government suggested changes to processing lines so that workers are at least 6 feet apart in all directions, e.g. side to side and when facing one another. When possible, among other measures, the guidance also suggested that realigning workstations so that the workers aren't facing each other and also putting up signs that remind workers to remain apart during work and practice social distancing during their breaks. Mr. Trump told reporters during an event with the small business owners who have benefited from the Paycheck Protection Program the order is being drawn up and he intends to sign it Tuesday. The order from Mr. Trump to intend to stave off the decision from food companies to temporarily close a majority of processing plants, which could reduce the country's processing capacity by up to 80%, the senior White House official said. And let's see here, man. Okay. On Monday, John H. Tyson, chairman of Tyson Food, warned in full-page newspaper advertisement the food supply chain is breaking. United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, a labor union representing more than 1.3 million workers, said Tuesday that at least 5,000 meatpacking and 1,500 food processing workers have been impacted by the coronavirus, either having tested positive, missed work, self-quarantine, or waiting for results, or were hospitalized. 20 employees in meatpacking and food processing have died. United Food and Commercial Workers said 22 meatpacking plants have temporarily shuttered on Sunday. Senator Mike Rounds, a Republican from South Dakota, urged Vice President Mike Pence to take action to address the country's food production crisis, and on Monday asked Mr. Trump to use the Defense Production Act to boost production at plants. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa praised Mr. Trump's forthcoming executive order, tweeting that the meat processing plants are critical infrastructure for the country's food supply chain. Senator Mike Brown, a former Republican from Indiana, wrote a letter to Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue asking him to protect the canned and frozen fruit and supply chain. Since the president's executive order delegates authority under the DPA concerning the food supply chain, Americans have been stocking up canned food among the pandemic. All right, so with this being said, right, and this goes on for a little bit. Actually, not that much longer, okay? Okay, so here's the deal. With this being said, right, interact. There's part of this that individuals don't understand, right? Legit. Oh, this is where this retarded ass bullshit came from. I was wondering. Let's see if I can stand here and not have this shit.
More of these plants open.
Pause. Okay, because I don't want to hear your fucking face right now. I don't know why you're playing a YouTube video that I don't need to hear. Okay, so meat processing plant workers are concerned about President Donald Trump's executive order that compelled plants to remain open during the coronavirus pandemic. Meat plant employees are among America's most vulnerable workers, and some say they expect staff will refuse to come to work. Okay, here's the deal. I demand more money. If it was me, I would legit demand more money. Why wouldn't you? You literally have all the leverage in the world. You can say either A, your people are going to starve, or you're going to pay me what I'm worth. It's that simple. And they should do this. This is how the free market works. All right, when an individual stands here and goes, "Oh man, we're out of parachutes." You know what I mean? And individuals need to get off this plane, and you're sitting here on a fucking pile of parachutes. You know what I mean? With all the guns and ammo that you need to defend yourself. And go, well, I can sell you some parachutes, but they gonna cost you. What's your life worth? Real shit. I would stand here and I would fucking, I would make sure I got $5-6 grand a week right now to make this happen. I'd let them know, like, look, I want $5 grand a fucking week. And all these illegals become all fucking American citizens tomorrow. Not visa holders, American citizens. That's what I would do, legitimately. But they're not going to, because these people are cowards. The union's cowards. You know what I mean? And people like will stand here and try to go, oh, they're holding it over our heads. Yeah, they should. I think truckers right now should strike and stop bringing fucking supplies. And demand $150,000 a year for every trucker from now on. Period. And I would break this fucking country. Why? Because this would allow individuals to have the money to rebuild the fucking middle class. It's that simple. It's a basic thing, all right? They've had us over a barrel for years. And now when we have the opportunity to take the fucking power back, we stand here and go, but what about our nation? Fuck the nation. Because none of them gave a shit about the nation while they were fucking raping us and taking us to the fucking cleaners. Legit. You know what I mean? We could sit here and legitimately really sit back and fucking go, hey, look, no more immigrants come in. It's that simple. Shut down some fucking major vital sector of the fucking joint and literally demand no more immigrants come in. We want our wages to go up. It's that simple. We want cheaper fucking housing. We want an opportunity to fucking, survive. We could demand whatever we wanted and have the leverage. But nobody's interested in this. And this is what I'm saying, ruling class mentalities. Legit, if I was them, I'd want triple pay to come back. And I demand it. You know what I'm saying? Legit, I demand it. He said, Donald said, all I know, this is crazy to me because I can't see all these people going back into work, said Donald, who work at Tyson's Waterloo, Iowa facility. I don't think people are going to go back in there. I'm still trying to figure out what's he going to do? Force them to stay open? Force people to go to work, he asked? Seeing that business is spoken employees, right? Whatever. I don't really care. They said, on Tuesday, Trump signed the order after some companies such as Tyson Foods were considered only keeping 20% of their facilities open. The vast majority of processing plants could have shut down, which would have reduced processing capacity in the country by as much as 80%. And as for the companies, and I'll tell you what the companies I would have did, everybody over the age of 50 stays home. It's that simple. Everyone over the age of 50, yeah, you don't work here no more. You know what I mean? Indefinitely, probably forever. And yeah, they would have whined, they would have complained, they would have screamed about civil rights and civil liberties. But in the end of the day, you'd have been like, well, guess what? You were most at risk. We were protecting you, protecting our business, and protecting the nation as a whole, and making sure we can continue to feed the nation. It's that simple. It's that basic. I don't understand, why we're being dumb. But, why I do? Because we're stupid. The average citizen's a moron. I get that. But, that's my mentality for the morning. Anyway, man, good morning, motherfuckers. It's Tom Peter's Pnoid News. Later.